Now that we have initialized our moving averages in the onInit function, let's move on to the OnTick function. The OnTick function is a special function in MQL5 that is called once every time a new tick, price update, is received. This function is used to execute the main logic of an expert advisor or indicator, such as analyzing market conditions, making trading decisions, and executing trades. Now let's dive into the code. Void OnTick. This line declares the OnTick function, which is called once every time a new tick is received. /COPPYBUFFER for moving averages _fast_ma. This line declares an array fast_ma to store the values of the fast moving average. The double keyword means that this array will store double precision floating point numbers. COPPYBUFFER. fast_handle ma, main_line, 0, 2, fast_ma. This line copies the values from the fast moving average indicator, identified by fast_handle ma, into the fast_ma array. Here's a breakdown of the COPPYBUFFER function. Fast_handle ma, the handle of the fast moving average indicator, which was initialized in the onInit function. Main_line, the line number of the indicator to copy, in this case, the main line of the moving average. 0. The start index of the buffer to copy from, in this case, 0, 2. The number of elements to copy, in this case, just 2 elements, which is the current value of the moving average. Fast_ma, the array to copy the values into. Double slow_ma, COPPYBUFFER, slow_handle, ma, main_line, 0, 2, slow_ma. This code does the same thing as the previous block, but for the slow moving average. It declares an array, slow_ma, to store the values of the slow moving average, and then uses the COPPYBUFFER function to copy the values from the slow moving average indicator into the slow_ma array. The purpose of this entire code is to retrieve the current values of the fast and slow moving averages and store them in local arrays, fast_ma and slow_ma. These values can then be used in subsequent calculations or trading decisions. What is an array? An array is a collection of values stored in a single variable. Think of it like a container that can hold multiple items. For example, let's say you have a list of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can store these numbers in an array like this. Int numbers equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here's the important part. Each element in the array has an index, which is a number that identifies the position of the element in the array. The index starts at 0, which means the first element in the array has an index of 0. Here's how the indices work. The first element, 1, has an index of 0. The second element, 2, has an index of 1. The third element, 3, has an index of 2. The fourth element, 4, has an index of 3. The fifth element, 5, has an index of 4. To retrieve an element from the array, you use the name of the array followed by the index of the element you want to retrieve, enclosed in square brackets. For example, to retrieve the first element, 1, you would use numbers 0. To retrieve the second element, 2, you would use numbers 1. To retrieve the third element, 3, you would use numbers 2, and so on. In the context of the COPPYBUFFER function, the fast_ma and slow_ma arrays are used to store the values of the moving averages. The COPPYBUFFER function copies the values from the moving average indicators into these arrays. In the next lesson, we'll use these values to implement our trading logic and generate buy and sell signals based on the golden cross and death cross patterns.